Sobriety is superb, getting down to the core of the matter. I'd like to talk about some of the reasons why people might drink heavily. Many people try to wash away pain and suffering that they've experienced in their childhood, or possibly a childhood, teens, and adult life. In order to move on to a place of healing, there's a few things that have to take place. And what I'm going to say may not go in line with some of the theories that different organizations have, like AA and Celebrate Recovery and a lot of the religious denominations. Those organizations and groups often talk about asking people that you've hurt for forgiveness. And that's true. If you've really done something horrendous to somebody, yeah, that should be on the radar of something that you need to take care of. But before that, before you go back and you start talking to people that you've hurt, we need to get to the core of the matter about something. Many times people were raised in a home with a narcissist, flying monkeys, enablers, emotional, physical, sexual abuse. Sometimes all three of them. How in the world do you expect yourself, as a normal spiritual being, to thrive if you haven't confronted those things? How can you expect yourself to continue communicating with not only the people that abused you, but the flying monkeys and the enablers that witnessed the whole thing and chose not to stand for truth? You still go to these family functions. You still keep in touch with these people. You still share what's going on in your life with them because you feel that you have to forgive and forget. Absolutely not. Before you can heal, if no one has told you this in the past, you may be angry and trying not to accept that reality. You may be so focused on moving on, forgiving, forgetting, putting the past behind you, that you are guilty of sweeping it under the rug. Unintentionally, possibly. But you can't run from this. You cannot run from this. You can't hide behind a drunken stupor, blacking out, going out, trying not to think about these things, and think that you are somehow going to just miraculously get past it. Why? Because you forgave them? We need to be clear about something. Healing comes in different forms, but I am absolutely against feeling that I have to pretend, along with the pretenders, that everything was fine in a situation that was horrendous, unfair, abusive. Just because it happened in your childhood and you're an adult, don't think time washes away wounds and heals. Just things happen. 20 years have passed. You should get over it. It's that exact attitude that causes a lot of people to drink and try to mask their pain and self-medicate. So on this journey to sobriety, you need to be 100% honest with yourself. Are there people in your life that you need to either confront and separate from for a time being, or just not confront? And they call it no contact for a reason. Go absolutely no contact. The people that enabled the narcissists and the abusers in your past, they need to be held to account. You can't look the other way while somebody's being abused, and now 20 years, 15, 30, 40 years later, you get a free pass because time has passed and, we're all adults now. It's time to hold the flying monkeys accountable too. They might call just to check up on you and see how you're doing and report back to the narcissist or the abuser. If you really want to be sober, if you really want to heal, you have to make a decision. Is my life worth their life? Are you going to sacrifice yourself for people who probably don't even care? They wouldn't even care, really, if you died. As long as they're not the one that's dying, that's all they care about. You could drink yourself into the grave. And they'll just say, well, you know, he or she, they always had a problem. These are the people that you're willing to die for? So the point of this video is to say, you need to come to terms with some pain that you may have suffered at the hands of people that are still in your life. And my suggestion is, for a time being, while you are working on your sobriety, one of the best things you could probably do, whether you confront them about what happened and go no contact, one of the best things you can do while you're sorting this out, while you're working on your sobriety, is to separate yourself from people. Whether you have to pray, get into your heart, really take some time and think about this. Do you need to separate from certain people? But the most important thing, and we're going to do that right now. For those of you who don't believe in God, I guess you can watch what I'm going to do, or you can stop the video here. But this is for people who are open to the power of God and prayer, and people who believe in God. I want you to repent, ask God to forgive you for abusing your temple. Yes, we're going to get to the reasons why you did it. But remember, we're responsible for this temple. Our body is a temple of the Most High. And by ingesting alcohol and doing things that are abusive to our bodies and that go against God's will and God's order, the first thing we need to do is to ask God to forgive us for what we've done. Can't bypass that.